I'm going to add to the NASCAR Injustice line of playlists, but let me say something first. Although I'm not a fan of Denny Hamlin, I don't like Denny Hamlin as a driver. I don't like Toyotas, but wish him a speedy recovery. Elliott Sadler looks like he'll probably get in the car for a few races. I'd like to wish Elliott Sadler luck in the car, but in a Toyota I just can't. I like Elliott Sadler. But maybe I'll get him a ride back in Cup in something besides a Toyota. But let me say this about, I criticize NASCAR for finding Denny Hamlin for his remarks about the Gen 6 car, which he really didn't criticize, just said it didn't something to do with the Gen 5 car, but that's water under the bridge. He said he won't pay, but NASCAR's probably already deducted it from his winnings. But let's get to the California race. No penalties issued. I don't understand that, pure and simple. I like Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart drives a Hendrick affiliated Chevrolet, which I like. He's also from Indiana, so am I. I like Tony Stewart. I've said before, I watched him race before he made it big, driving a midget at the Indianapolis Speedrome. But when he went to Logano's car after the race and wanted to fight, that could have at least been a fine. I don't understand that one bit. I got a comment, and I'm not going to name the person that commented on the NASCAR Injustice Denny Hamlin fine video vlog, said that Denny's no cursing. By the way, I don't name who made the comment unless they ask me to in a feature blog, so that's why I don't name them. But if you want to know who it is, just check the video, the comment's there. But no cursing, he gives his opinion, which is what I do, and if you go back and check my introduction to YouTube, I'll say I do plenty, but cussing, ranting, yelling, ranting, but not on YouTube. This is close I get to a rant. But now, I don't understand how Stewart didn't get fined. I don't understand no action against Logano. Now, NASCAR has ruled that a racing incident, which at first I was ready to go along with, until I heard some radioactive on Race Hub last night. Race Hub's on here in just about an hour. At the time I'm making this vlog, it's near 5 o'clock on the Eastern Daylight Time. Race Hub's on here in this area at 6 o'clock. But some of the comments they played before, basically almost before the checkered flag fell, Logano, disclaimer, I don't like Logano either. I don't like Roger Penske, and that goes back to the 70s. But some of the one of the comments he made is that's what he gets after last week. No, you don't drive him in the inside wall. Now, California down there will probably put in safer barriers before the next race. I sure hope they do in that spot. Basically, any spot a car can hit needs a safer barriers, or what sometimes referred to as soft walls. But you talk about Tony Stewart not getting fined, no action against Logano. Let's talk about, and I'll go way back, and some of you probably weren't even born. This first one I'm going to go back to 1979 Daytona 500. It's all over YouTube, the infamous fight between Cale Yarborough and basically Bobby Allison. Bobby Allison's got the greatest quote in the world: Cale run his nose into my fist. But they all got fined. Okay, that's understandable. NASCAR in them days didn't seem to take, I don't remember NASCAR taking points till the 83-ish, maybe, for a oversized engine, but Richard Petty, by the way. But go back to 79. Think about a few years, several years ago at Bristol, Dale Earnhardt Jr., disclaimer, I'm a Junior fan, I was a fan of his dad's. He spun the car out because he needed some adjustments bad to bring out a caution. Okay, he's not the first driver to do that. Buddy Baker did it in 1973, admitted to it years later. Won the race, Buddy Baker did at Charlotte in the 600. But Dale Jr.'s mistake was admitting to it on the radio. And I heard him in a radio interview. I did what I needed to do. Spun it out, stayed on the lead lap, got in, made his adjustments. Well, I got news for you. He's not the first to do it. He's not the last. I firmly believe he actually did it again at Pocono a few years ago. Spun it out off 3. The car was ill-handled and still on the lead lap, but spin out off 3 at Pocono. If you do have a tire down, you're right there by the pits. Hey, got a good finish out of it, but he didn't admit to it this time. Dale Jr. again got excited in Victory Lane at Talladega and uttered a profanity and got points taken away. Thankfully Fox was smart enough not to play that interview live, because Stewart probably used every word in the book. I've tried to find it on YouTube uncensored and have been unsuccessful. Kurt Busch suspended a race last year for basically all he was on probation, one profanity. You know, maybe NASCAR ought to pay Kurt Busch for what it cost him to miss that race and repay some of his fines. If we're not going to fine Stewart, if we're not going to do nothing with Logano, this is probably the worst NASCAR injustice I've seen in maybe since they penalized Dale Earnhardt, the late great Dale Earnhardt, 5 laps at Charlotte when Jeff Bodine clearly come down on him. But that's back in the 80s. But, you know, okay, Kyle Busch at Texas in the truck race got parked for the weekend for wrecking Ron Hornaday under caution. Hey, sure, no worse than what Logano did. And Logano is, he's give me a break, NASCAR. Get it right. Get consistent. You don't need to find anybody for what they say about your Gen 6 cars, because frankly, some of it is probably not the cars. Some of it, Bristol was terrible. They couldn't run low. All they could do was try to dive bomb them. You know, and it's too early to tell on the cookie cutter tracks. They've really only been to Vegas and California. Before they get to the next one, they may make an adjustment. I know I'm running a little long, but the comment inspired me to make this.